have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock. All right, and welcome to episode 6, season 3 of the Jumping the Rail podcast. This is Mark Rebin coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, and joined as always by my buddy Minderz. And Minderz, I don't know, my brother says that the new opening scares him when he hears it because he wasn't expecting it last time.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
No, it's a little heavy,
A little heavy.
maybe just a touch. Hard to believe we're already 6 episodes into this season.
That was what I was just thinking about. I was like, how the heck are we 6 episodes in already?
Yeah, just wait till when we roll around to the new year when we start going weekly.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
going to be crazy.
You agreed to it.
I know. I did. I did agree to it.
Yes, you did. All right. So, we got a fun one today. We're going to be joined here in about an hour by Pauly Thomaselli, the Impact Bully from the Midwest independent scene guy I've been familiar with for a very long time from when I lived up by Chicago. And I think he should be an interesting chat because he's one of those guys that kind of has his toe in a little bit of everything in pro wrestling. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good. Let's get some road stories. I want road stories.
Oh yeah, it's I'm always down for a good road story, especially. I mean, we've talked about it doing a side hustle, some of the local indie guys, but I see we got some new faces in the chat there. So hello and welcome. And yeah, so while we're while we're waiting, I know Barry's going to jump in at some point, I think, and help us out. But I guess we should probably start off with what we saw last night. Minderz, you said you just finished watching Raw today.
I just finished watching it. Yep.
Not the most it's one of those run-of-the-mill Raws. It's just kind of par for the course for the most part. But I guess everybody's got the rumblings about the end of the show, which
Yes.
we saw the big tag title rematch, and Drew McIntyre got himself involved, kicked the shit out of Jey Uso, and helped Judgment Day retain the championships. But the big story was afterwards when he was up on the stage with Rhea, and it looked like they were being awful chummy. So
yeah.
So
wonder how Dom felt about that.
Well, Dom wasn't in the building. Remember, they got banned from the arena.
Oh, that's right. I still wonder how Dom felt about that.
He probably felt however Rhea wants him to feel about it.
Probably. You know what? There's nobody that's better to go into the Judgment Day, in my opinion.
Oh, no, perfect guy.
No, perfect guy.
Yeah. And we were trading, well, I say trading theories, but we kind of had the same theory about what's going to happen going forward now. With the Judgment Day.
Doesn't surprise me because I feel like you and I have a lot of the same theories, especially when it comes to WWE and AEW. So
it's kind of like, well, you always say me and Barry have the same brain.
You guys share the brain on the belts. Yes.
But yeah, so kind of just the way we're thinking about it is they told a great story last night from the beginning of the show to the end. mainly surrounding the Judgment Day, where Damien works out, "Hey, I'm the leader," which I don't know. That got quite the reaction, piped in or otherwise,
Right.
when he said that. Uh,
Yep. AJ's got a
oh,
point. Dom can feel however he wants to. Rhea has him and Buddy on a leash, and they do what she says. Damn it. It's very true. Very true.
yes. Uh, but yeah, so after Priest declared himself the leader, then backstage Rhea says, "Okay, you're the leader of the War Games team," because I guess she felt they needed a field general, and Priest, he's been the longest tenured guy in the group, so it made sense.
He has.
Uh,
He's also the
but
one that looks like a champ, but that's beside the point.
he's
He's
senior Money in
grown
the Bank.
and he's grown.
He's a grown ass man. Yeah,
Exactly.
and yeah, so they go fast forward a little bit. I guess congratulations, JD McDonough finally got put into the group. He's been
Only took you 6 months. Congrats,
right,
dude.
and I'd say he earned it. He keeps throwing himself in harm's way
Yeah.
every week, and
Keeps getting his
it's
ass kicked.
right. If it was a cartoon, he would have pushed Finn out of the way and had an anvil fall on his head.
Exactly.
But the way we're seeing it is, and we're always armchair booking. This is just par for the course with
This is
us.
what we do.
Yeah. So assuming we're assuming it's going to become a 5-on-5 in
We're
War
assuming.
Games. Right now
Yes.
it's 4-on-4, but I mean Drew got introduced into the equation last night, so then Cody would theoretically get a fifth person on his team also. But whoever they pick is irrelevant at this, like for our theory, because I think we both agreed that we think that Judgment Day is probably going to lose this War Games match,
Yes.
which means that Priest is probably going to take the heat for it from the group, which
I
means
don't think
he's
it's going to happen until after, though. Here's my here's my thinking,
right.
because they still have the champ belts. They still have tag belts.
Can't build.
Hey, it's my favorite ring
Hey,
announcers in the
look
chat.
at
I'm
that.
so excited.
Rob Leach, welcome to the A show. And I'm not
Yep,
saying that the shootout's the B show, but this is the first show.
this was the
So,
first show.
yeah. Hey,
But
Rob, make sure
anyway,
you check out the shootout tomorrow. We got the shooties tomorrow night, so you want to make sure you
got the shooties
tune in for
tomorrow
that one.
night. But okay, so they're going to have to get the tag belts off of Damien and Finn.
Finn.
So they've got to get those off of them. But I think okay. Sorry, I was looking to see what Rob wrote. But I think they're all going to turn on Priest.
Yeah, I'm half inclined to think that it's going to be a case where I think Drew's going to cost them the tag titles, or they could even do the old Finn walking out on them kind of thing.
They could.
But the only thing I'm thinking is who takes the belts off of them. I mean, Cody and Jay, I gotta think aren't going to get another shot. I mean, they just lost their rematch,
Right.
and I mean DIY I guess is an option, but they're kind of on a losing streak with the Imperium.
And then there's the Creed brothers.
But
But I
there's
don't
the
see
Creed brothers. That'd be it.
I don't see them putting it on them though already. They could though.
I could see it. I could see it for shock value.
Yeah. There's always the New Day.
There's always the New Day. Just break
Did you
glass and
catch my
needed, I
eye roll?
suppose.
Did you catch my eye roll?
Hey, I like
I
I like
like
the
the
New
New
Day.
Day.
I
Don't
think
get
they're a
me
good
wrong,
team.
but yeah, they've had them for so long
I
that
think they're
it's.
kind of in a case of emergency tag team at this point as far as championships go.
I agree.
Uh, yeah, there's a few. Alpha Academy, of course, is always an option. I mean, they're heating up Gable a little bit, but yeah,
But
see,
they
AJ,
make.
he's one step behind.
Hey, you got to. You need to put up his other comment because we totally agree with it. The
Oh,
pop that's going to
hang on.
happen when that fifth man for the
Oh,
Survivor
I see.
Series shows up.
Okay.
And the pop when
Yeah,
we hear, I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. When that fifth man shows up at Survivor Series, though, I agree because
yeah,
it's going to be in
yeah. I think
Chicago, which is close to home.
Yeah, well, that is the
So
rumor that it's going to be a returning Randy Orton, possibly. I know everybody on their mother's going to say, "Oh, we want it to be Punk," but
I was just gonna say, what if it would be Punk? That would be scary.
it'd be a big pop. But
It'd be Big
I don't
Pop.
know. Yeah,
I don't think so.
no,
I don't think so.
no.
I don't think Triple
Uh,
H and Punk could get along enough to do that,
you know what?
honestly.
I'll bet the Triple H could be professional. I think Vince was the issue.
I don't know if Punk could be completely professional.
Well, I don't think Triple H would ever fear for his life if there was a backstage
Well,
altercation.
no. Well, no. Duh. He's not Tony.
Who, this guy?
Yeah, that guy. Punk is God, but I don't think it's him. Okay, AJ.
Oh, AJ. Oh, youth.
Yeah.
If you want to, if they want a big hometown pop, you know who they get because they're in Chicago. One
Who?
man gang. Dust off George Gray for one night and have him come out there
Dust him off.
with
Dust him off.
the old
I thought
747.
for sure you were gonna say Colt, and I was like, no, please, dear God, no.
Oh, cold.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. So that's our
Okay.
picks now for all that.
Okay.
I like this whole Zoe Stark Rhea thing.
Yeah, I like the matchup. I like the promo last night
I did
between
too.
the two of them.
I did too. One of the promos I did actually listen to.
I
Um,
like. I also like the exchange between Rhea and Pierce.
yes.
When Pierce kind of grew a set.
Yeah. Um, but I kind of like
Thank you, AJ.
I here's the thing. I'm kind of like Rhea when Zoe popped up in NXT. I remember when she showed up in NXT because I was still trying to give it a chance because that was when they had just went to 2 point or been
Hmm.
2.0 for a little bit, and I was still trying to give it a chance. But she was one of the women that came in that I was like, she's gonna be something. She has it. She's got it. The only thing I hadn't heard her do was cut a promo. And after last night, she still needs some work on her promo, but she's very strong in
Hmm.
all aspects. She's very well rounded. I'm okay with it. I don't think she's going to take the belt off of Rhea, but I think I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for Rhea though either. I think Zoe's
No,
going to come out with some surprises.
it's gonna be a hell of a match. I don't think Rhea loses the belt till well after WrestleMania. I can see her going for another 6 to 8 months with that belt because it's one of those things. Who do they have that could beat her believably? I mean, you got Becky, obviously, he's always there,
Becky's always there.
and they've been kind of doing a slow tease with those two here and there the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But uh, Shayna, I think they need to build her back up a little bit more before they try her. Nia, no, thank you. I'm not a fan.
And we're all in agreement on that one. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
sorry, Dwayne. Uh, AJ commenting, Zoe had a lot of moments to shine in the five-way crown jewel. Yes, she did. I'm glad she's getting a title shot against Rhea. Yeah, I was glad out of everybody in that battle royal, I'm glad it came down to Zoe and Shayna, and that Zoe got the win on that.
Can we talk about that stupid battle royal last week?
I know you weren't a fan, Minders.
I was not a fan. I was fine with the ending, but man, the build up and all the other just bullshittery that happened. It's the
Yeah,
best word I could come up
yeah.
with
You can't
on
call it
this
fuckery
moment.
because fuckery is a very different thing.
Exactly. It's yeah, it was bullshittery. And and what's the deal? Okay, so they're gonna build up. Is it Zaya? That's the one they're
Xia
building
Li,
up with the big kick, right?
right? I call her Spicy Zaya after reading her kick pads last night.
Ah, okay. So, but who has other than Becky? Who has she even gone against that's even considered a threat?
She's still just getting her feet wet. She had the match with Indy last night. She took out Candice backstage a couple weeks ago. So they're getting the kick over
They're getting
mainly.
the kick over. They are getting the
But
kick over.
and
Well,
she's
Becky
starting.
took the kick.
Becky
So,
took the kick before the battle royal, yeah.
right.
So I think they need to give her like and they give her some opponents. They got to give her some moments, like just on the show. I was listening to Busted Open today. Bully Ray was on, and I usually take his takes very seriously because he has good calls sometimes. And they were talking about Zaya on there, and he mentioned that he wanted them to give her kind of the 911 treatment for all you ECW fans that know what I'm talking about. And he would basically just come out, choke slam somebody, get over, and then leave. He wasn't a
Leave.
polished worker or anything. They could do that with Zaya during a random women's match where she just comes out, kicks everybody's head off, and then leaves. But it's just, I just want to, I'm glad they're getting the kick over first
Yeah,
because there's so few really established finishes these days that are protected.
right. Yeah, she did. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, she was what's her name? Yeah, she was with Wendy Chu before she was Wendy Chu, and she was the
Before she was
Dragon Lady or
sleepy.
whatever she was called.
Before
Yeah,
she was sleepy.
yes. She this made her very tired having to wear all that stuff and sit in the chair.
I guess.
But but yeah, it's I'm glad they're doing something with Zaya. I'm curious where they're going with her. Uh, like I said, they're kind of throwing her in the deep end early, putting her with
Yeah,
Becky this fast. But I mean, other if not that, then she goes through Tegan and Natty and I don't know if they would put like Raquel. I don't know if she could reach to kick her in the head.
that's true.
She's a tall drink of water, that Raquel Rodriguez. So
She is.
yeah,
I have a question for you. How
okay.
did you feel about Tegan Knox and Piper Niven last night?
I thought about this because I had the same. It was kind of the same way I was thinking about Nakamura and Otis because
Okay. I want to see if we're on the same page here because I bet
okay,
we are.
okay. I'll start with Nakamura and Otis. That was the first match. If Otis is going to lose to Nakamura in his finish, that's the way it needs to be done for Nakamura to hit him with like three or four. And and Otis took it like a monster should. He didn't go
He
down with
did.
the first one, so Nakamura had to chop him down, then give him the big shot at the end off the ropes. It's kind of the same idea with Tegan. She kind of broke Piper down a little bit, like taking her out at the knees and then hitting her strikes, but then she hit that Shining Wizard at the end to get the pin. And I like that she saved that particular strike for just for the finish instead of giving her a bunch of them.
Yeah.
With Tegan, she always did the team kick business with Dakota,
Right.
so she's a striker just like Nakamura is. So it with her, it didn't have to be the same move over and over again. She just kept getting shots in on Piper, and then she hit that big Shining Wizard. With Otis is a little bit more established as the big monsters than Piper is. Piper, I don't think they still know for sure what to do with Piper right now. Uh,
And she's great. That's the
she's
terrible
so
thing
good.
about it. She's so
She's
good.
really good. She's really good. Uh,
But you got to put her
her,
there in there with people that know what they're doing though too. And some of the ones that are there in my opinion are still green. They've come up from NXT. They're still trying to learn.
I would, I liked when she was in the ring with Bianca last year.
Yes.
That
Yes.
worked. I
It
would
did.
be curious to see how she would do with a Charlotte.
That would be fun.
Charlotte can be face to face with her, but then it's number one. Charlotte's just so good, and
Yeah.
she could probably lead Piper through a good match. But then just to see how she would win, how she would do it, because
So does
you know
this mean we get Tegan and Natty versus Chelsea and Piper for the champs now?
I think that's the route they're going. But again, there's not a lot of women's tag teams until they finally decide to go with I don't know, maybe Kyrie and Io or Kyrie and Asuka as a tag team because they're all in Damage Control now.
Right. So
Oh, I see what you did here, AJ.
I saw it as soon as I saw it go up. I was like, "Shut up, AJ." I hated that stupid name for Piper.
Yeah,
Um,
I was so glad when they give her regular name back. Uh,
okay, so we know we have war games.
mhm.
You know there's going to be female war games. What's going to be the
Yes.
teams for that? Because
All
I
right.
haven't.
So
I've missed
as I
SmackDown, so you got to fill
all
me
right.
in.
So as I understand, it's going to be Damage Control, which is Bailey, Io, Asuka, and Kyrie. I don't think Dakota's cleared yet, so they might have a fifth member. And then the other team so far they've got Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi on the second team. Not sure who the rest of the team members will be for that one. But I missed SmackDown also. I had to read the recaps because I wasn't home Friday.
Gotcha. Who are the other female wrestlers over there?
Well, let's see.
Who do we have left?
Who do we have left? That's a good question.
Well, there's Zelina. It wouldn't surprise me if
There is,
Zelina would jump in there.
yeah. Well, she's busy drying her tears after Santos screwed over Ray.
So they're done. So she has nothing to do. So throw her in there.
I'm glad Santos is a heel, by the way.
Oh, I am too. He's so much better as a heel, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, very much so. Let's see. Well, they got B-Fab. She's not doing anything. Oh, I tickled Minderz. Does this pop to you as much as when Barry did his King Curtis impression last time? Breathe. Deep breath. Breathe. Okay. Well, AJ suggested Becky. I heard that could be a possibility. It's a dual show pay-per-view, so she'll be there. But I don't know. I mean, I think she still had business with Xia Li after next Monday. So, are you all right?
I'm okay. Hold on, let me wipe the tears. I'm sorry. I have never been a B-Fab fan at all.
I haven't either.
And so the fact that you even suggest, I forget that she's even still there. So, well, here's one that they could. What about Jade?
I don't want it to be Jade. I want to wait. I want Jade to wait till the Rumble to debut.
I don't think they're going to let her wait till the Rumble.
I think it's got to be the Rumble.
They're dumb if they don't, but I don't think they're going to let her wait.
That's the best place to debut somebody. That's what they did with AJ.
I know.
That's what they did with Ronda. Although technically she wasn't in the Rumble, but she was at the Rumble.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
Plus, for first match, you're gonna put her in War Games. I think they'd want to give her a few tune-up matches before putting her on in a big stipulation like that.
AJ, I hope you were kidding.
Oh, I know she asked for a meeting with Bobby Lashley on SmackDown.
B-Fab is actually doing something. She seems to be joining up with Lashley and the Profits. Oh boy!
Wouldn't it make more sense to have Bianca do that?
I would think. One would think. Yep. Welcome to our world.
What in the Russo is going on over there?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Russo, we'll have a lot to talk about him later.
Oh, sure will. All right, so let's move on. I don't know if you heard this, Minderz, but NXT has gotten a deal with the CW network starting in October next year to go there. I guess NWA must have blown their opportunity, so to speak.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's.
Speaking of blown opportunities, apparently the talks with AEW and Discovery are not going very well either.
That's what I heard. It's I don't know what the particulars are on that. I heard that maybe they're not happy with the. I think they're happy with the content, getting all the shows and everything, but I don't know if they're happy with the viewership going down like it is.
I wonder why.
Bianca can't go heel. She does too much kissing babies and smiling and having entrances with Make-A-Wish kids. She'll never turn heel and therefore can't join that team.
So she's the female John Cena. Got it. Okay.
Sheena.
Sheena.
Oh, Bianca. She's very good, though.
Well, are we going to talk about... We got Full Gear coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do. We will not be home for Full Gear. I think.
No, we will not be.
Our whole brood is going to Terre Haute for the AEW show or the 01 show. You got me thinking about Full Gear. We can talk about.
We're gonna go watch a cage match. That'll make sense. It's okay.
It might make you very nervous.
It will. It already is making me nervous, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's.
I'm kind of
Oh,
used to it by this point.
yeah. Yes, let's see here. So I want to see the run down the matches here. So
Do they have them? You mean we actually have matches before a week before the
I
show?
have a list of three, four. I have a list of 7 matches here,
Okay.
which I believe are the ones that they've announced. So, okay. And first off, I hate that they've been doing this to MJF, making him wrestle twice a night, once in a handicap match every time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's defending the ROH Tag Team Championships against the Guns. Uh,
Do you think he's gonna
probably
ask Joe?
he kind of
I
has to at this
really
point,
want him
doesn't he?
to. I really want him to.
I'd be fine with it.
I would be
That
too.
tech, plus that would technically make Joe a Grand Slam champion in Ring of Honor because that's the only belt he never had over there is the Tag Team Championships. So I don't think
As
he's
long
thinking
as
about
Joe
that.
does his walk away, I'm cool with it.
Oh yeah, I was watching an old TNA pay-per-view today, and he did that to
I
somebody.
love the walk away.
He's so nonchalant about it. Smartest move in wrestling.
It's like, yep, nope.
Hmm. And the look on his face when he does it too is just so dismissive.
It's
He's like,
like, really? All right.
jackasses. All right, so MJF versus the Guns for the ROH Tag Team Championships. You want to just do picks since we're
Sure,
just a
why
few days
not?
away? All right, pick
Sure.
me a winner here, Minders.
I gotta go with MJF.
See, I'm thinking it's going to be the Guns.
I don't.
I think there's going to be some fuckery involved,
There's always fuckery involved, but
some juicy fuckery, if you know what I mean,
some juicy fuckery. Um, Here's the
or
thing
some
though.
Joe fuckery, maybe if it's Joe.
I don't think they're gonna take those belts off of MJF until Adam's back. I'm sorry, until Cole is back. Allow me to
Yeah, there's a lot of Adams, so you want to make sure
explain.
you clarify. All right. Next match I have on here is the the Golden Jets of Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho against the Buckaroos.
Oh wait, there's more to that in there.
There's there's a stipulation if the Bucks win, then Jericho and Omega can never team up again. Which
Wait, which one
what?
is it then that we're supposed to have like arena fuckery again or whatever? That Paul White's part of. That was the
Oh,
Jericho.
that's on TV. That's on. I think
Oh,
that's Dynamite tomorrow night.
I thought that was on. My bad.
No, it's
I
just
thought
the
that was still
Ontario
here.
Street Fight in Ontario, California. I'm not even sure who
Ugh.
the fourth Callis guy is. It's Takeshita, Hobbs, and Fletcher, and I don't know if it's going to be Osprey or if it's going to be Guevara is their fourth guy, and then it's Jericho, Omega, Ibushi, and Big Show, and his rickety knees. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm so glad they're letting those young guys get in there and work.
Mm,
Aren't
well,
you?
well, yeah, well, I'll get to that here on the next one. Uh, all right, pick me a winner,
Oh,
Minders.
it must be the Derby one. Um,
I know you want everybody to lose in this match.
yeah, I kind of do. It's that there's not a win on this.
Well,
Oh,
anytime the Bucks lose, I'm happy,
well, yeah. Anytime the
and I
Bucks
don't
lose,
have
it's
as big
great.
an issue with Omega as I do with the Bucks,
But
the
I
Jericho.
don't. I don't think AEW booking wise could afford to not have Jericho and Omega be partners on occasion.
No, I think that's going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
That's why I think
So
Omega and Jericho are going to win this one.
yeah. Well, who won the last one? Was it Callus's group or was it?
Yes, Callis' group because I think what's his name? Guevara pinned Omega, didn't he?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say Omega and Jericho over the Bucks.
Okay. Next up, uh, Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby Allin. Uh, one guy in his mid to late 30s, one guy who's in his late teens, one guy in mid 20s, one guy in his 60s, and 2 guys in their early 50s. So kind of a not exactly following the vision of the youth movement that everybody thought that Tony was going to be going with.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a
Um,
prediction because it's always the case. I think Sting is going to make Nick Wayne tap out because Tony seems to like to make the young guy's job at the Sting.
yeah. Plus, they're probably going to want to give Sting as many wins as possible before his final match. So,
Oh yeah, well yeah, he's on his retirement tour now, as we know. That's going to
oh,
include.
Brian Cage is the fourth man. The Callis family made a deal with
Oh,
Swerve and Nana to
okay.
borrow their big man. All right.
So we know who's taking the pin.
Yep. Uh-oh, I don't hear you. I don't hear you at all.
Sorry, the headset cut out, then cut back in again, but I forgot I still have to be muted.
Okay. Well, you're back, so now I
Okay,
hear you.
okay. Uh, all right, so pick me a winner here, Menders. Team Christian versus Team Sting Edge Darby.
I'm so torn. It would make sense for Christian to win. For Team
Mhm.
Christian to win. But I'm an Edge girl. I always have been. I've always been an Adam Copeland fan. And I'm kind of with you. I think they're going to let Sting go over. So I'm going to go with Sting and Darby and all them.
All right. Well, Darby has to get some wins too before he starts climbing Mount Everest.
If he can.
And then I heard he's going to ride a big wheel down once he reaches the top.
Of course he is. Of course
I
he is.
I don't think that's true. I was being a rascal, but I could see it happening though.
I could see it happening. I don't know why you're saying you're being rascal because I could see it happening. He's not the brightest tool in the shed at times, so.
No, and he seems like a perfectly intelligent young man, but
He does.
he has this damn thirst for danger that's going to get him killed at some point.
We don't know
Either on
anybody like that.
what? Uh, all right. Next up, Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland.
If
Uh,
Swerve doesn't win, we riot.
I'm just saying, Swerve is the guy I would pick to take the belt off of Max.
I'm kind of at that point now too.
That's how high I am on Swerve's work as a heel, and I really enjoyed when he broke into Page's house. I had so many questions, like where was the wife? Was the baby in the crib with nobody home? Uh, just so many questions.
So many questions.
Yes, but Swerve is so good. He's probably the smoothest guy in the company, work wise.
His match with Penta last week was pretty good.
Yeah, I bet AJ enjoyed that. Lucha
Oh, that
Underground
was Lucha
reunion.
Underground remaster right there. I was
Kill shot.
excited to see it.
I was hear about Kill Shot from you guys. I didn't watch much of Lucha Underground, so
We're gonna have to fix that because for me to not like flippy dippy stuff, and I watched Lucha Underground. The stories were great. I love the stories.
Oh, AJ has a good question. How did?
Damn it, AJ.
I'm gonna let you
Hey,
read
you
this one,
said Barry's
Menders.
going to be on here later, right? Maybe we should have him read this one.
There you go. AJ also adds Darby has to win before Mount Everest. What? He's got to get built up before he puts a literal mountain over and collects a Darwin Award. Oh, oh my. All right.
Oh,
Next up.
Lord.
All right. So we both agree on
But,
Swerve for this one.
yes.
All right. Here's one. I don't know how you're gonna pick a winner here, Menders. I mean, I know you like both of these guys so much.
Oh,
Uh,
boy.
Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley for the International Championship.
Bathroom
Um,
break. Okay. All right. You know what? This might shock you. I think I'm going to go with Orange.
Are you going with pockets, huh?
I think I'm going to go Pockets. You know, his work. Yeah, I remember he said he was going to Benny's.
Yeah.
um, Orange's work is actually when he's not doing the comedy stuff, it's fairly decent.
I've said it before. I think he's a good wrestler. It's just he's a prisoner of his own gimmick.
Yeah. So
Of course,
I'm
I've
gonna
seen him
go.
wrestle since before he was Orange Cassidy. So
Well, and I think if anybody would allow him to go over would be Mox. And then Mox can go do his death match stuff that he wants to do, or his
I think
tomfoolery, and
he's got a Wrestle Kingdom date coming up with Osprey and David Finlay for that UK US whatever it is championship that got rebranded the last few months. So I could see
gotcha.
Pockets winning this one.
You know what the thing is? Moxley used to be my favorite. He really did.
I was always a fan of Mox back when, like, from the
Dean
time he
Ambrose
was
days. I was a
even
fan of.
even before when he
Yeah,
was in Dragon Gate USA. He was awesome. He was a great heel, and he held just about every championship in the Indies in 2010, 2009. But
but then again, that
he's
was
kind
over
of
10 years ago.
uh uh, I liked when he was Dean Ambrose. Of course, he had a pretty short leash on him, so he didn't do anything too crazy.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I think it's just that it's a dangerous thing when the booker lets the talent just get away with murder, because then it just they do crazy shit for the sake of doing crazy shit, and then it all gets watered down, and
And it
like
doesn't make any sense, and it's dumb,
right,
and yeah.
right. All right, so you're picking Pockets. I'm gonna say Pockets also. I think he's gonna retain here. All right, next up, women's championship: Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm. And Tony, for the record, is my favorite part of AEW right now.
Yes. Tony,
Timeless Tony.
Siobhan, Siobhan.
Siobhan, yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? And then,
Yeah.
uh,
They found a job for Luther.
right? At least it's
Uh,
not in the ring. That's all that really matters. But
that's true. And I like what they're doing with RJ City with her also.
yeah. But I like how everything she does is in black and white.
Yes. Uh, I forget who it was that said it. It might have been something I read on Twitter. It might have been one of the boys talking that the best thing they could do would to have like Danhausen become obsessed with her and just like stalk her.
I think AJ said that actually.
I think you might be right. AJ, was that you?
Yeah, AJ, was that you?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, Switchblade Conspiracy Mox. That's what I'm talking about when he was with Sammy Callahan and Joe Gacy back in
yeah.
CZW.
But yeah, who
Oh,
do I want
Danhausen.
to win? I want Tony to win. Who do I think's gonna win? The other one.
See, I think Tony's gonna win.
I hope Tony wins. I want Tony to win.
She's more over than she's ever been right now.
Yeah.
And Sheeta, I like Sheeta. I thought she's a good worker, but she seems like she's just solely there as a transitional champion because they didn't want to have Tony against Soraya
Yeah. Yet.
yet. All right,
I
main
saw the
event.
Tony Housen fantasy booking on Twitter and put it in the chat. Yes. Okay. It was AJ.
Okay. Oh, he's has that was a good thought though. I like that idea really very much.
Yeah.
MJF versus Jay White for the AEW Championship. Uh, I think we're both in agreement that we think Max is going to take this one. And I
I
like Jay
do.
White. He's one of my favorites.
He's one of your favorites. Barry absolutely
Uh,
hates him.
yeah, I know.
There he is.
There's a whole thread of memes out there about how much Barry hates Jay White.
And they're hilarious.
Barry, where you at, man? What are you doing in the
We need
comments? I
you.
sent you a link.
But yeah, we can let him go off on his Jay White rants in person. Yeah, Max has
Yeah,
got to win. Max has got to win.
yeah. And at least to get this belt back.
He's heading home
Now
now,
here's my
so
question. Okay, so here's my question: do we find out who the devil is on
I don't think
at the end of
so.
the pay per
I think
view?
the devil's going to be the reason that Max keeps the belt.
Interesting.
Well, they
I
attacked Jay
see.
White in the back, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Then they attacked the acclaimed in the back too.
but if we go back to my theory that it's Jack Perry,
Ugh.
I know you hate this, but think about
I
this.
do not like this
Who
idea.
else who else would he want to take the belt off of other than the guy that called him out and said, "You being a nice guy has gotten you where and I'm where?"
No, I didn't say
So,
it's a bad idea. I just said I hate the idea.
well, I hate the idea too, but I'm still going with my theory. And AJ says Britt Baker's the devil. So,
Right. Which is not an uncommon theory at this point.
no.
Uh, should I share what I said to the group that sent chills down your spine the other day?
Go for it.
Is there is there a remote possibility that the devil is Tony Khan? Did you just throw up in your mouth a little bit?
I did. That was gross.
If I never see another heel authority figure in wrestling again, it'll be too soon. So I hope that's not the case.
Well, you said that, and I think I responded with 3 words. I hate you.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's how I know I send a good thought to the group when I get an immediate "I hate you" from Minderz in the response. When I sent that meme of timeless Tony Schiavone, I got the same response.
Yeah.
And timeless
Yeah,
Tony Khan, I think, was another one.
yeah. You sure did.
You can't unsee those things.
You can't, and I
Yeah.
hate you for it. I still blame Just Incredible for the other thing that's burned
Oh
into my
yes.
brain too, but that's beside the point. Um,
Yeah, that
God.
was unsettling to think about.
Yeah, it was.
When somebody made a photo edit of that very scenario, I don't know who would do such a thing.
I think it's that guy that's over there wearing that Warhorse shirt, but
Uh, oh, Warhorse.
oh, Warhorse. So
Indeed.
what do we?
So,
Okay, so what else we got to talk about? Because
well, let's
that's about
see here.
all I can handle of AEW today.
Oh, and AJ has a thought. There's some logic to the Tony Khan is the devil theory.
There
You
is.
know,
That's why I hate the idea, but
MJF's contract is coming up in 2024, the bidding war 2024. Yeah, very cool, it rhymes. TK may want to make sure Max doesn't pull an Orlando Blaze and throw the AEW title in the trash on Raw.
I don't think Max would do that though. I really don't.
No, I don't think so. I can
Because
see him
it's
bringing
his
the belt
belt.
to Raw,
Oh, I can too. I can see him bringing the 3B.
and he well if Pepsi Phil shows up at Survivor Series, any chance he brings the X Division AW belt with him?
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I doubt it happens, but
No,
So what's been
everybody.
Gary's take of all this? Have you talked to him about any of this? That's true.
Never happened. It's a work.
That's always his take on everything. It's a work.
Or he's a scumbag after all. I got
He
a
is a
feeling that
scumbag.
if I got a feeling that Tony would send a injunction that would get to the building before Max would if he was debuting on
Probably.
WWE.
Probably.
'Cause Eric Bischoff has made everybody very nervous when it comes to departing talent with championships.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I guess I heard he wanted Mike Awesome to do the same thing, but Paulie sent an injunction when Awesome debuted on Nitro because Awesome
Huh.
was still the ECW champion when he went to WCW,
Gotcha.
and his mullet was glorious.
Damn mullets.
You got to respect a good mullet.
So, Reb, have you had a chance to watch Wrestlers on Netflix yet?
I have not. I've heard mixed reviews about Wrestlers on Netflix. I've heard some people say it's really good, and I've heard some people say that it's like a hatchet job. Have you watched it yet?
I have. I've watched all of it. I
So, what
enjoyed
are
it.
your thoughts?
I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Did they show Jack Vaughn?
He is on there.
Nice.
He's not doing a whole lot, but he is on there. He's like in the back.
I'm kind of channeling my inner Jack Vaughn these days with
I'm
the
seeing
handlebars.
that. I'm seeing that. He's had some very interesting things on his Twitter here lately too. I love Jack Vaughn.
If I dye the mustache, I could possibly do Jack Vaughn for the costume contest at the expo.
Do it. Do it. You're not tall enough to be Jack, though. 'Cause he's
No, I'm
really
not.
freaking tall.
He is. He's a tall drink of water. He's what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah,
Jack's a guy I want to get on the podcast sometime to chat with.
he would be fun. Oh, AJ, I was going to try
Oh,
not to bring that up.
yeah, I was hoping we wouldn't bring that up, but
Too
uh,
late.
but but no, I don't believe they did.
No, no. Um, no,
I
there's
don't think he has a good relationship with OVW. So
no. The, I kind of like following the story of Hollywood Haley J.
hmm
She's young. There's a lot of what she does that reminds me a lot of Billy Stark.
hmm
So huh? Yeah, she does a lot of that too. She does a lot of puff puff pass, but um, she, but she is good, and her character is good. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I'm just scared that the baggage that she has that might follow her will cause her problems on more of a main stage.
that's definitely a possibility. From what I've heard, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't get into more of the history of OVW. Maybe chat with Cornette a little bit since he was one of the big wigs, or Danny Davis.
Yeah. No, they got to where I hated the guys that were backing them with money, honestly. So, or at least one of them anyway. But by the end of it, you're kind of like, okay, maybe you're not a terrible, maybe you're not a complete, total douchebag, but yeah, you're still a douchebag. So, there's that.
Yeah. It's, so maybe I'll check it out one of these days. I don't watch a lot of Netflix usually, so one of these days I'll check it out. I like Al Snow though. He's
Ooh, you know what though? We're on the Jumping the Rail podcast. Okay. Hey, we can talk about hybrid next weekend or following weekend.
yeah. A week from Saturday we're going to Terre Haute for the Hybrid Championship Wrestling show, and
Super excited. Super
it's gonna be
excited.
fun.
One of my favorites is going to be on.
Would that be one Im Dog?
Yes. Mr.
Matt
Indog Matt
Cross.
Cross,
He's a good egg. He's a
aka
talented fella.
Son of Havoc from Lucha Underground. You know what? I just discovered when I met him I think it was right before COVID or right after COVID. But I met him and I told him, I said, I've been following you since, like Tough Enough. And he goes, do you realize that's been 20 years? And I go, please tell me you're kidding. I didn't realize I've been following his career for damn near 20 years.
I think I first saw him on the Wrestling Society X show on MTV,
Oh,
if you
wow.
remember that. And he was teaming up with Teddy Hart.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But Mad Dog was good. Or Mad Dog. M Dog. I'm getting
M
my
Dog.
I'm getting my dogs mixed up.
Oh,
There you go. How about that though? Cross versus Connolly?
ooh. I think those styles would clash a little too much. I do. A
I'll
little
tell you
bit.
what, the Cross versus Carrot would be a hell of a match.
Sure would. Although it'd be hard to tell them apart, depending on their gear.
Well, doesn't Cross have a beard?
They both do.
No, I mean like a full beard.
Eh, ish.
Carrot has the chin braid thing that my
Yeah.
wife wouldn't let me grow.
Him and Swerve had a damn good mask versus mask match on the last episode of the Lucha Underground. I could see that.
AJ's kind of our Lucha Underground encyclopedia, is he not?
Yeah. You're Rain Man on everything else, and AJ's our Rain Man on Lucha. But we've got
Hey
that.
AJ, what's Rain Man in Spanish?
He'll
El
figure it
Hombre
out.
de something.
Here comes the Google machine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we've got that coming up. Matt Cross is going to be there.
You gonna see your buddy Clayton Clark on that show.
Yeah, that guy. Bang bang Bart. He doesn't like me, and I find it humorous. Who wore it better? Oh shoot! I didn't bring my phone in here. Dang it! Who wore it better? If you if you do that, I swear, oh my god, that would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
The only thing I'm going to complain about for going to hybrid that's going to be a problem this time. My ticket
Flashers.
puller isn't going to be there.
Oh yeah, your partner in crime,
My
little
conspiracy theorist or my
Lincoln.
conspiracy partner, my Lincoln, my buddy.
The last two hybrid shows? It's the last
Yeah.
two hybrid shows I went to when they do the 50/50 raffle.
Well,
And
they didn't do one at the last one.
okay, but the last two that I was at, they had Lincoln pull the ticket out both times, and both times he pulled it out, it was your ticket,
Mhm.
and people started to murmur.
They did. Well, it probably didn't help any that I was yelling at them to pick this kid to pick the ticket.
Uh-huh.
I straight up legit didn't have anything to do with it, but because
AJ, who wore better, TK in the cowboy hat or JBL with the broken neck when he had when he had the halo on with the hat on top? Uh, that meme has been going around.
it
Like,
has been. I saw it the
and
other day.
JBL got mad. He's said that's a photo of evidence of an assault by the Undertaker, and
Mm,
it should not be used for memes or humor.
mm.
Then
It's wrestling, dude. It's
Undertaker responded on Twitter like he said, "My bad,"
my bad.
which is not something you imagine the Undertaker
Perfect.
saying.
Yes.
All
Um.
right. So
Yeah.
let's
So
see.
I'm excited for the hybrid show.
Yes,
We've
that'll
got
be a
a
good
lot of
time.
wrestling coming up. Do you realize this?
Yeah, we got Terre Haute. We got a lot of wrestling coming up in the next 2 weeks. We got
Yep. We got,
0-1 on Saturday. We got Hybrid next Saturday. I'm
and
not
then
going to be at the one
we
on
have
the
a week
9th.
off. Then we have a
Right.
week off, and then we have Mattoon, which you're not going to be there.
Right. I'm not going to be there for that one.
Ari's
But
not going to be there. We're still up in the air on
and
if AJ's going to be there.
and our luck, that's going to be the night that Connolly wins the belt from Joey, and nobody's going to be there to really enjoy it.
Oh, I will be there.
Are you going to enjoy it?
No, I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I'm not going to
And
enjoy
it's all
it.
your fault, Minders.
It is. It's always my fault. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. It can be my
Uh,
fault as long as Conley walks out with that belt. I'm fine with it. It can be my fault.
uh, what day is that and what venue? Wait, what?
Okay, AJ, that is
West
the
Vigo
9th of
Saturday.
December, and Mattoon.
Barry says, had a buddy go to the Taker one-man show. 2 tickets for damn near $800.
I believe it. I looked
Uh,
at them to see how much they were.
yeah,
Remember how we got stooged last year? Man, I had heard that Taker was going to
oh,
be at the
the
expo,
expo.
and I was all excited.
You mean this expo?
That expo!
SDX4. We're looking forward to it so much. No guest announcements since the last episode of the podcast to reveal, but
Hey, I did get your Christmas
oh,
present in the mail today.
here you go. AJ
Oh,
says you're
yeah.
hiding Saturday Christmas, so he'll be there.
It's just the two of us then, AJ. Maybe my cousin might join us too.
He's a wrestling fan convert, isn't he?
Yes. Actually, he used to go to OVW before OVW was OVW. He used to live in Ohio, so he went to a lot of the shows over there. So he's used to going to the bingo halls and things like that to go watch some wrestling. So
For some good old fashioned mud show action.
yeah. Hey, it's not all mud show, just part of
No.
it. Yeah, so we've got that coming up. Hey, just to throw it out there, next Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, they're having a show in Edgewood too.
I heard about that. They're doing a Black Friday show instead of the usual Thursday night throwdown.
And
Is
I'm
it
gonna
gonna
miss
be
that one.
is it gonna be a main roster show or is it gonna be a throwdown?
I think
If
it's throwdown.
if Rob is still in the chat, he can answer. He is the general manager after all in Edgewood.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
But
not sure if we'll go to that one.
well, here's the thing. It's fudge season. Can I plug my
Oh, it is
fudge?
fudge. Plug your fudge, Minders. Plug your
I'll
fudge.
plug my fudge.
Which sounds
So
really weird out of context. This is like
doesn't it?
this is a baking confection fudge.
Yes.
Nothing
I'm
unseemly.
I make chocolate peanut butter fudge. The chocolate fudge does have you can get it plain or with walnuts, and then we have a peanut butter cup that has peanut butter fudge on the bottom with chocolate on the top, and then a very, very, very small amount of mint chocolate fudge. I've got one person that I know of that I have to make mint chocolate fudge for, and she loves me, so I have to make sure she has her fudge.
Let's see, AJ. I remember one night at UWC, my drunk ass turned to Barry and said, "Real wrestling don't happen in fancy arenas. Good shit happens in dirty old opera houses and bingo halls." Damn it! I
Yep,
never went to the opera house for the shows over in
you
Homer,
never
but
will either. That building's completely
is it just
it's
condemned?
deteriorated so bad that it's not even funny. I'm bummed because there was a
Yeah.
we
The videos I saw, it was a cool venue
oh
from what I
it
saw.
was a very cool venue, but
Yeah.
the trouble that we used to get in over there.
I'm sure some imbibements of adult beverages going on.
They did. I didn't as much at that one because I was usually driving. So,
That's true.
but
Uh, back to
yeah.
your fudge vendors.
Back to my fudge. That's
Yeah.
$6 for a small pan, which is like the little like pie tins that you
hmm
can get the little personal pies at Walmart or whatever.
hmm
And then a big pan, which is a 9-inch pan, goes for $12. So $6 and $12. If you want any, shoot us a message.
Yeah, I think I've let you know what my order is already, if I remember right.
Part of it you did. I couldn't remember. I can't. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I talked it over with the wife, and we are in
Okay.
agreement. So,
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
all right.
Yeah,
So,
UWC was an Outlaw Mud show, but it was our Outlaw Mud show. He's got a point.
mhm. You know,
That was home.
there's been some incendiary comments about a certain promoter in the Louisville area the last few days on social media,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to get into that. I'm not involved in any of that stuff, but I will say this: I was a fan of a certain outlaw mud show that would run up in Joliet when I lived in Aurora. That
Yeah,
so there's always outlaw mud shows have their place.
they do. They do.
Uh, don't tell Corny I said that; he'll revoke my Cult of Cornet card. But
Hey, I think he can even be in agreement with that. That there's a place and a time for it, and
well, I mean, he was there. He was in Memphis, and there
yeah,
was more than a few mud shows in Memphis back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. So we'll see.
Yes. So while we're waiting, we got a couple more minutes before our guest comes in from the looks of it. Uh, so we have, I'm going to take a second to plug some other network business vendors, if you don't mind.
You go right ahead, sir.
All right. So those that know us know that we also host the 01 Shootout every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow we are doing our 1 year anniversary episode, vendors. It's hard to believe we made it a year.
It's
And
it's crazy to think we started that one out the same way we started. Well, every other week. That
it
was
was
what we
supposed
were
to be
gonna
every other
do,
week. hmm
and
And
somehow we ended up doing every week.
hey, we got over.
We got over.
Everybody wanted to come on. So every week we have a different star from 01 USA joins us for a chat. Tomorrow's episode we will not have a guest because we are going to be doing our first annual Shooty Awards, just celebrating the year that was in 01 USA, and so that's going to be fun. It's we have several categories, all voted on by an unbiased panel of arbiters to decide winners, and I think we were fair.
I think it was fair.
There's there's one guy that kind of cleaned up. He's getting a few of them that I didn't know that was gonna
I
get
didn't
that
realize
many.
it until I was printing off all the certificates. I was like,
Well,
"Wow,
technically it's two and
okay,
a technically it's 2.5 because
yeah,
one of them shared. But
yeah." One of them
I'm not
shared,
gonna.
but
No
he's got
spoilers.
two and a half.
You want to hear who the winners were? You got to join us tomorrow night on the JTR Podcast Network YouTube channel or Facebook Live at the 01 Shootout, and we're gonna have fun with that.
AJ, stop. Rob told us we could call it the
Yep.
Shooties.
Rob pitched that name without knowing that we'd already thought of it. So once Rob
Yeah,
suggested it, we were okay.
we were okay with it. It's
All right.
just in your head. It sounds like that.
Yes. And and then also as we said, starting in the new year on January 2nd, which I believe is the Tuesday. Give me a second to
It
check.
is. It is.
Yep. So starting on January 2nd next year, the Jumping the Rail podcast will be going weekly instead of every other week.
So we don't have
So
3-hour long shows.
right, and we're going to split it up. We're going to do 1 week with the Hall of Fame, then the next week with the top 10, and just cycle it around. So it's not going to be too crazy. Uh, Still going to hopefully get some pretty cool guests involved, and there's always stuff to talk about with pro wrestling.
Don't forget, you need to put it in Heather's ear about coming on before the
Oh,
expo.
I
So
will. I'll make sure we do that. We'll try and get Heather Owens back on for before the expo, because she was so cool last year when she came on with us and was breaking it all down for us.
she was a lot of fun to party with too.
Yeah, also, they throw a hell of a party over there, don't they?
They do. So much fun.
Yes.
I'm
The
gonna try
wife
to
did the
stay away from the
karaoke.
popcorn and the chocolate though this time. Popcorn and chocolate was my friend last year.
Yes. I'm gonna say this though, the expo makes for some good people watching.
hmm I still have friends that I met there that we were friends on Facebook that we still chat.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. One of them I was standing in line. Well, one of them was the one MJF yelled at.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I made friends.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Oh, also, I got to talk about Gold Rush, our YouTube series. Myself and Jabari Sinclair.
You have a new one
It's
coming up?
We got one. We're planning on a week from Friday with our next one, where we will be talking about the WCW Hardcore Championship. And it's been a few weeks since we had an episode. Just schedules, getting in the way.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about Gold Rush is that it's not a set schedule. We agreed it's just going to be when we can. We're going to put one out on YouTube. So
You know what?
what?
Since this is the week before, can we send out a big happy birthday wish to somebody?
Sure.
Because speaking of Jabari Sinclair, his birthday is coming up on Monday.
Woo!
He's going to be old.
Yes. Oh, he's younger than me, isn't
Yeah, he's younger than me.
he?
He's the middle child.
Okay. But now we'll have a big old time this weekend at the 01 show in Terre Haute.
Oh, be prepared. There's cake going to 01.
Oh,
So
oh boy.
yeah, it could be a mess. Could be a mess.
AJ says one day I'm gonna take over
There
Gold
you
Rush
go.
and do an episode on the Lucha Underground title. Hey, if we can do one and have you on, AJ, and let you just run it because we know nothing about it. Just get me a title history and I'll get the graphics.
Well, let's see. You need Prince Puma. You need.
Imagine Killshot got to be involved somewhere.
I don't remember if he had the title or not.
Is that the Gift of the Gods belt, AJ?
There's two different belts. That's two different. There was the championship and then there was the Gift of the Gods.
Okay. AJ says I'll be taking Barry to check out that new fancy casino that Friday.
Yep.
There's a
He's
fancy
taking
new
him.
casino?
And the one in Danville.
Oh, okay. I have not been there yet. I'm not a big gambler, so I don't go
I'm
to
not
those
either.
things.
It's the reason I'm kind of glad he's taking him on Friday because I went with him last year. We
It's
went to Paradise. That was a lot of
it's
fun.
it's weird that AJ's going to the casino because it'd be like if
Going to work?
I went to a different hospital on my day off
Yeah,
just
exactly.
just to hang out.
Ah.
Oh my goodness. All right. See, let me see here.
See, I was right. I didn't
Swerve
think
never held the Lucha Underground title. He was 1/3 of the trios titles at one point. Okay,
that
so there
sounds
was the
right.
Lucha Underground title. There was the Gift of the Gods. There
Yep.
was a ladies title too, if I remember right.
And then there
Maybe.
was the
Then
trios.
right, and probably a tag team also, I would assume.
I don't think so.
Really? They
I
had a
don't
trios
remember a
title but no
tag
tag
team.
team?
Yeah, I don't remember a tag team.
I'll be
They
darned.
were big on factions too. There was a lot of factions.
Yeah, I bet Tony was a fan.
Probably. I don't remember a tag title though. Ugh. I'm telling you, find a picture of Clayton Clark. Put the two next to each other.
I don't know if I can do next to each other, but I can do a side by like a quick switch picture
There
here.
you go. Quick switch. But
One half
yeah,
of what's the name of the tag team with Johnny Poke?
Whiskey and
Is it
Warrants.
Whiskey and Warrants? That's it.
Oh no. Ari's having internet problems.
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties on our show? Never.
Yeah, I would say something, but I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, let's not. Let's please not. You're welcome. He said thank you for the birthday shout out.
Ah, yes.
See? Lucha title, trios titles, and the gift of the gods. I thought that was the only 3 titles. They didn't have very many. They didn't have a lot of titles. It was more I want to kick your ass because I want to kick your ass. That was more what it was. Cause like it was there was a rundown with Vampiro and crap. What's his Zero Mero.
Pentagon.
There you go, Pentagon. But that was one of my favorite feuds they had when I was watching.
Ah.
That was real good.
Okay, are you ready, Minderz?
I'm ready.
All right, so you have Tony Khan,
Tony Khan,
Clayton Clark. Khan, Clark.
Holy crap, I might go for Bang Bang Bird on this one.
Remember, we're playing Who Wore It Better.
Who wore it better? Yeah,
Tony
Clayton Clark.
Khan,
Clayton Clark.
Clayton Clark.
I'll give that one to Bang Bang. Although I will touch that hat one day. Clayton won't
Touch
like
it
it.
or touch it or steal it.
Well, I don't want to steal it, but
you know what's gonna happen if you take this guy's hat away?
hmm.
He's gonna look at you like this.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yes, indeed.
So what else we got to talk about, Reb?
Well, let's see. Well,
do you want to talk about what's coming up after our guest gets here?
Yeah,
or are we not saying what our top 10 is yet? Because I really like our top 10 this time.
I thought you'd get a kick out of the.
I'm real excited about it, actually.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna have a few different ones, but I think we'll have a few that are the same.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm gonna stooge it off. I'm gonna say what it is, but we're not gonna get to it till after the interview's over. Top 10 Tuesday this week. We're gonna be doing worst gimmick matches.
I'm so excited.
Oh my. Oh
I'm
my.
so excited.
So that's gonna be fun.
Like I said, Russo, what?
Oh yeah, we got, and on my list I can assure you I have some WCW. I got some TNA. Got some AEW.
I would say so. The TNA. I'm interested what you have from TNA because I have one.
Uh-huh.
And I hope you have it because I don't remember what it was actually called, but I remember what it was.
Okay. All right. So let me think here. You gotta love dead air, don't you? That makes for a good
it's
podcast.
Great. Your brother's gonna be so disappointed in us.
Oh yes, indeed. Let me see here. Well, I guess we probably ought to talk about the Iron Claw movie. They had the big premiere last Wednesday.
Oh, was it last Wednesday? I want to get to go see that. I want to see that.
You know what? I love the fact that they're making a movie about the Von Erichs. I usually have kind of an aversion to biopics.
Yeah.
Because it always seems like they take way too many liberties with the stories and everything. Plus, I heard there's my one big criticism about this Iron Claw movie. There's no mention of Chris Von Erich in it. The youngest son who also killed himself. And from what I read, it was because they didn't want the movie to go too long, so they just cut him out altogether. I guess a weird reason to cut out a pretty big part of the story.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good excuse, but okay.
Oh my god! But Zac Efron, teen heartthrob from the Disney Channel, playing Kevin Von Erich.
You say that, but he looks good. Holy crap!
Hey, he's jacked, but
he
almost looks more like Carrie than Kevin.
That's true. He does.
Because he's big and muscly. I forget the name. Jeremy something or other is playing Carrie. MJF, our AEW World Champion, is playing the long belittled Lance Von Erich, the not quite a cousin of the Von Erich family.
Didn't he end up being like a producer on that show too?
Who?
Is that what I saw today? MJF?
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? I'll have to
No.
find that.
Well, I know Chavo Guerrero was involved in training all the actors, like for the wrestling scenes.
And I just got to meet him not too long ago.
Yeah, I forgot to get my picture from you last
You
time we dropped
did.
you off at your house.
I forgot about it too until you guys left, and I was like, I should call. Nope, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll see him again.
No,
I'll make sure you get it Saturday.
I appreciate that. Ugh,
I'll make sure you get it Saturday.
yes. No, no, we're not done yet.
Noodles.
Oh boy, my producer's getting in my ear. Like, speed it up.
Already? It's early.
Oh, Noodles. She is something, isn't she?
Yeah. I need to get back and finish watching Crown Jewel because I never did finish all of it.
Okay, I think you'll
And I
dig the
need
main
to,
event.
and I need to finish watching I wanted to watch all of Halloween Havoc with
Oh yeah.
I missed a lot of that.
Did
So
you just watch night one and didn't watch night
I
two?
no, I didn't watch any of it. I need to go
Oh
back and
wow,
watch the whole thing.
you should. It was a good couple shows.
I'm usually pretty pleased with a lot of what NXT does. All I know is that there's some sort of thing going on right now with Chase U and
Oh, there's incriminating photos that
yeah.
you don't know what's on there, making for the
Okay.
intrigue. Uh, yeah, it's Chase U is maybe my least favorite part of NXT,
Sounds
and
about right. It's
I
Chase U.
like
What do you
Duke Hudson.
expect?
I like Duke Hudson.
I love
Uh,
Duke. I
uh,
miss heel Duke.
oh yeah, Gambler Duke.
Yes, I miss Gambler
Yes,
Duke.
yeah, he was cool. And when he joined Chase U, I think it was over a year ago. I thought, oh, this is going to be a few weeks before he turns on Andre and goes back full heel. But no, they've kind of made him into a lapdog almost.
There's a lot of
And
people they've done that to though.
yeah, I'm glad to see Trick Williams getting some steam though.
Mhm.
You know who I've been liking? I've been really liking what Pillman Jr. has been doing.
See, that's it. I need to get on there because I haven't seen any of it yet.
Well, he had his
I
first
saw the
match on.
promo. I saw the
You saw the
promo.
from last week.
No, the original one. Why he took the other.
Oh, yeah. But so he had his first match during Halloween Havoc. Uh, I forget who he wrestled. Uh, AJ says, I like Duke Hudson. I love Tyler Batey too. And Thea Hale seems like a nice young lady. I don't like the sum of the parts. Yeah, Thea kind of annoys me. Very loud, a little too hyper for me.
Did
But
she still? Is she still turning heel too?
she's still running around with JC Jane, but
Okay.
they're kind of under the umbrella of Chase U right now.
Oh
As
boy.
far as Pillman Jr. goes, I'm sorry, I should probably start calling him by his work name, Lexus King.
Yes.
Uh, but so he had his first match. I forget who he wrestled off the top of my head. It was the first night of Halloween Havoc, and then they're doing the whole angle where somebody jumped Trick in the back, and Trick thinks it was Mello. Everybody's assuming it was Mello, thinking they're going to turn Mello back heel. And they
Mhm.
had the big face to face last week, and right as Trick was about to ask Mello point blank, "Did you jump me from behind?" Then Pillman came out and started stirring shit up like he had a big spoon with him or something. And
What?
then Trick went to go and deck Pillman, and Pillman ducked, and he wound up wiping out Mello instead. So a lot of intrigue there.
All right.
Barry says
I was
Tyler Bate is my
looking
favorite
here.
team in
Hold on. I'm
NXT.
looking to see who he fought. Um.
I want to say it was somebody like Eddie Thorpe or something like that. But oh, Tozawa had a match for the Heritage Cup during Halloween Havoc, I think.
Tozawa.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've ruffled feathers. AJ says she is a nice young lady, and I'll tolerate no Thea Hale slander. She has less than a year of in-ring experience, and she's doing what she can. I don't know. I can't get mad at her for anything she does because it's not her fault putting her out there while she's that green. Well, she's kind of like the poster child for 2.0 when it was basically they went back full developmental, and she just happened, and she managed to get over. More power to her. But yeah, she's still greener than goose shit right now.
Oh wait. Here we go. Um. Dante Chin.
Okay.
And then I was gonna look and see too. because I forgot about one of the matches. Wait, does Dom still have the belt?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
Why?
Because that's my boy. That's my other boy.
Who?
Nathan Frazier.
Who? Oh, Frazier. Yeah, I like Frazier.
I like Frazier. I met Frazier back when New Wave was a thing, so
And
he was
he's
a lot of fun.
British, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It's either British or Australian. I'm not sure. It's one
From
of the
across
two.
the pond, governor.
Yeah, it's from across one of the ponds. I'm not sure which one it is.
Right. Could be the Atlantic Ocean, could be the Pacific Ocean, could be the Billy Ocean, for all I know.
English. He's English.
All right. But no, NXT's getting pretty close to where they were pre 2.0 right now.
Good. Then maybe I can start watching again.
You should. I think you'd enjoy it. There's still some stuff that's a little cringy, but I mean, Braun Breaker's doing a hell of a job. You got Carmelo. You got.
I need to get on there to see Corbin again.
Oh yeah, Corbin. He's like one of their top heels now. He's
Yeah,
feuding
see,
with Dragunov.
I love Corbin. Loved heel Corbin
Really?
back in the day as a lone wolf. As a
when
lone wolf.
When his hair was turning heel on him.
Yes. Back when he didn't work by the hour.
And back before he was an insufferable douchebag.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. No, he was awesome on NXT. He had good matches with like Aries and Joe back then. And then he kind of got fast tracked to the main roster after he won the Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
He did, and I've had like big plans, but then he pissed off Cena. And then he cashed
one guy you don't want
in.
to piss off politically, it's probably Cena.
Yeah, and then he cashed in and didn't get
Lost.
anything, and yeah.
Which I'm okay with. I don't mind that sometimes somebody doesn't successfully cash in that briefcase because that keeps things from getting too predictable.
Right. But that was also when he was dumb and he announced he was going to cash in and then waited a week and come on now.
Yeah. The only time that ever worked was when Van Damme did it. AJ says Corbin knows how to piss people off and he has a cool finisher. People have made 20-year careers off of far less that in wrestling, brother.
Speaking of, what did you think of Miz and Ivar? Is that Ivar?
Ivar.
Okay.
The big Viking. I wish they did not.
I wish they didn't make the Vikings look like chumps, but that's beside the point.
Not even that. I wish they didn't let Ivar talk.
Right? He doesn't sound like a Viking.
No. He looks big and intimidating, and I love his work. I have ever since he was in Ring of Honor. But he talks like me. His voice might be higher than mine. I'm going to fight you, Bronson.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was bad.
Although I am down for Ivar versus Bronson or Reed.
And you know what? I know this is probably not a popular opinion, but I really do think that Miz is a good choice to go after Gunther now.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, no. See, I agree with you.
Because I feel like Miz has got something to prove now.
Yes.
And whenever Miz has something to prove, that's usually when we get the best Miz.
Yes. Or at very least we get George.
Yeah, it's true.
Imagine George squaring off with Kaiser and Vinci.
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, my goodness.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, my God. Oh, George.
Oh, George.
When he put his dukes up at WrestleMania,
Right.
It was maybe my favorite part of the whole WrestleMania. And that was the Mania where Kofi won the world title.
Oh, wow. Kofi Mania.
Yep, it ran wild for a few months.
A few months.
And then it got stopped colder than a stepmother's kiss.
Mm-hmm.
As Mean Gene would say. Last time the IC title was relevant before Gunther was when The Miz had it.
He's got a point.
He does. He has a point. I mean, I wish AJ would have had a better run with it. When he won it. And then Sammy had a decent run with it.
Yeah, but still, You didn't care about it as much as you did with Miz,
No.
but I don't think
Sorry,
he's gonna
chiming in.
win.
Miz is
But
credible as a challenger for Gunther 8 times as IC champ is more than enough of a valid reason. That's true.
yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you heard this. Cena apparently had to have surgery on both elbows after Crown Jewel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the injury was, but they said that after he got back to the States, he had to go and get surgery on both elbows. I know he has a bad habit of taking power bombs where he lands elbows first on the mat, so I wonder if maybe that had something to do with it. Just
But wait,
years
so
of wear and tear.
we have Cena that's on the DL. Then we've got Ray on the DL.
Yeah. Uh, Orton should be coming back from the DL.
Let's
He
hope.
should be coming back soon. Ricochet's gone concussion protocol. What's her name? Chick that wrestled Fallon Henley from NXT's on concussion protocol right now. She
Oh,
took the
really?
business end of Tiffany Stratton's moonsault on last week.
Gotcha.
AJ, Sammy defended it a grand total of 3 times when he had it, and I don't remember AJ ever. AJ did hold it, but it was very briefly. There was the Mrs. Run, a crippling pit of obscurity, then Gunther. Uh, yeah, it was when I think Sammy got stripped of the title and AJ won the vacant title.
Gotcha.
And then Sammy came back with his belt, and I think they did the whole ladder match with 2 titles business. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of anybody else that's hurt right now.
I
Well,
can't
Big
think
E,
of anybody.
obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, if he even comes back, I doubt he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Barry said JR's AEW contract expired. There's a few people whose contracts expired in AEW. The Butcher and the Blade are done. Allie,
Bunny.
the Bunny, she's off doing OnlyFans now.
Darn. Sorry.
No, Jeff Hardy was involved also. It wound up being a 3-way for the title, but as AJ won the vacant title, Hardy beat AJ, then Sammy was still hovering around with the belt. So, but anyway, but yeah, Jim Ross's contract expired uh, not too long ago, so he's done. It sounds like.
Speaking of Sockface,
We weren't speaking of Sockface, but okay.
I watching AEW today, and I only made it halfway through because we all know how I watch AEW, and I watch it till I can't take no more, and I couldn't take no more.
Okay.
So Excalibur sucks. Dear God,
He's not good.
it's so
The
bad.
best part of that commentary team is Taz,
Yes, thank God for Taz.
and they have
'Cause-
Kevin Kelly on payroll,
Yeah, good Lord.
who also, by the way, is done with New Japan as of now. He's full time with AEW. Sounds like.
Oh, nice.
So now they need to put him on the show because he's a really
Yes,
good play-by-play guy.
yes, please.
I
Anybody
think
but
it should be
Excalibur.
Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, and Taz should be your commentary team.
I'm fine with it.
Put
Completely fine with
Excalibur and
it.
Tony on Rampage.
Yeah, the
Then
show nobody watches.
I'm just surprised that Tony never made himself a commentator.
No, no, I hate you. I hate you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We can
Have
talk
we
shit
heard
about
from our
Tony
guest yet, Reb?
We have not. I know he was doing some dad stuff before he was coming on with us, so he said he'd be on around 7, so I'm giving him a little bit of leeway. So hopefully it will not be too long. AJ,
Well, you know what? Since we're killing time, do you want to go ahead and do maybe the Hall of Fame?
let's do it. We can do that. First off, AJ had to chime in. We've been trying to do better about not using corny names for people, and then AJ just throws it right into the old comment thread. The good old butcher, baker, and the candlestick maker. Who, for the record, I was confused. I thought the candlestick maker was Pip Sabian,
I thought
but
I
apparently
thought it
it's
was
the
the
bunny.
bunny. Yeah, I thought
Okay.
it was the bunny.
I mean,
Well, see, because originally Kip wasn't with them, because it was
that's true.
Kip. It was Kip and Pit Stop Penelope.
Penelope Pit Stop.
Pit Stop.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought the candlestick maker was the bunny.
Yeah. Well, now that she has an OnlyFans, we'll see what she really does with candlesticks.
I don't want to know. I really don't want
Hey!
to know. I don't want to know. Don't want to. All right, Hall of Fame. Let's get to
Maybe
our
she'll
Hall of
get
Fame.
maybe she'll get a wild hair about it or something.
Oh, that was bad.
Was that bad?
That was real bad.
All right. Well, on that note, all right. So I know we usually save this for later, but hey, why not? It's we're doing the old JTR Hall of Fame as we usually do. Usually not this gassy. A lot of ribs over the weekend, so I'm still recovering. This week our inductee falls under that category of how the hell has he not gotten in already?
Hmm. This was one of those that I remember messaging you earlier this week and going, I don't have one yet.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
this was
is
supposed to
so
be
and
your
so in
pick.
there? Is so and so in there? You're like, no, I go, any ideas?
And I just said, hey, this guy's not in here yet. He's like, that works.
That works.
Yeah. So without any further ado, our latest inductee into the JTR Hall of Fame, Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Uh, no business not being a first ballot Hall of Famer anywhere, but we only do one guy a week, and I don't want to be too obvious with the inductions. You know what I mean?
No.
It's
Although
so.
all of our guys that we have in there so far deserve to be in there, so
Oh,
it's fine.
absolutely, absolutely. There were a few posthumuses that we had to put in early.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, there's still a few glaring omissions if you ask anybody else
Oh
that we
yeah.
haven't put in yet. So at some
Oh,
point
definitely.
we may have to put in people like put in full factions at some point just
Get everybody.
to get everybody in. All right.
I agree.
All right. So Roderick Toombs, as the name goes, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and as I understand it, holds the record for the quickest pin in the history of the Winnipeg Coliseum. Uh, like what, 10 seconds to Larry Hennig back when he was like 15, when he was
Oh
first breaking
wow.
in.
That's
Kind of
quick.
Roddy has a fascinating story because he was basically an orphan in Canada and just playing with a bagpipe band, and then just all of a sudden joined I guess he was known as running afoul of the cops and everything, just being a troublemaker. And somebody might say, hey, you might want to get into wrestling and maybe make something of yourself. So he decided to try it. And I think it worked out pretty well for him.
I think he did. I think he did all right.
Yeah, look at this guy. Look
Oh,
at
look at that baby.
that. It's demonstrating his version of the Iron Claw, apparently.
Apparently.
I don't know what he's. Is that a blackboard backdrop or is that just a?
I think so. I think it is Blackboard. Oh my goodness.
There he is.
Yep.
Those look like underwear. That's the plaid
Probably were.
pattern. Well, there were those like cotton speed trunks kind of stuff they used to do back in the 70s. So I first, of course, became familiar with Piper back in WWF in the mid 80s. But
Yep.
before that, he was a big deal in Portland for
Yeah.
a long time for Roy Shires. And I'm sorry, Don Owen. I get my West Coast
Yeah.
promoters mixed up. Uh, he used to feud with Buddy Rose and uh, Jimmy Snuka, guys like that. Uh, I think my favorite work of his was probably in the Carolinas or in Georgia when he moved over in the early 80s, feuding with like guys like Flair and Mulligan and
Well, how
Morocco.
can you go wrong when you're fighting those guys, though?
That's very true. Of course, that's when we got the dog collar match with Greg Valentine at Starrcade '83 for the U.S. title. Uh, it's actually weird. He went into the match with a damaged eardrum, and I think it got full blown ruptured during the dog collar
Ugh.
match. And if
Well,
you pay attention, oh, sorry, good.
no, go ahead.
I'll say if you pay attention to his first handful of appearances for Vince, when he's talking, you can hear that his ears still fucked up because when he came in, he wasn't wrestling. He was a manager because
Ah,
he had to recover. So he came in as Paul Orndorff and Dr. D, David Schultz's manager in '84. Uh, and eventually he got well, was able to, and I think he may have started doing Piper's Pit before he started wrestling. I forget the timeline
I
exactly.
love Piper's Pit.
It was so good.
It was.
Uh, he was so good at antagonizing everybody. Sometimes he would say things that in today's culture would get him in a little bit of hot water.
And do things that he would do then that would get
Uh,
him in a lot of
Oh,
hot water right now.
we'll get to that.
Okay.
I don't have the picture for that, but I figured
Let's
better safe
not.
than sorry.
Let's not
Yeah,
do that. Yeah, let's not do that.
yeah. So of course everybody talks about his the feud that really put Roddy on the map for Vince, and that was the one with Hogan. Look at that.
Wasn't he the only one that never did the job?
Piper never did the job for Hogan.
I
He
didn't
would
think he
lose by
did.
countouts or DQs, but he never took a pin from Hogan until like '97. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I respect him for that. I respect Roddy for sticking up for what he believed in there.
yes. Obligatory bashing a coconut over Snooker's head comment.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, that's when I was I didn't see that when it happened because I was like 2.
CTE exists, people.
Oh boy, and if Snooker didn't have problems before that,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah. So he had the long feud with Snooker with the coconut, and then they had some good matches. I think they're on YouTube. I just doing the live event circuit, him and Snooker main eventing, and yep, exactly. Barry didn't do the job till Super Bowl '97, and
Yep.
that was with an assist from the Macho Man when Macho Man joined the NWO. Uh, but
So it
yeah, the
really
Hogan,
wasn't for Hogan. It was for somebody else, but
right? Look at that. Oh my God. I'm a better actor than you, he's saying.
I he is.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I know what he's doing here, but no, to somebody who doesn't know the story, they might think something unseemly is going on.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think they were talking about his artificial hip at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Uh, there he is, looking like a madman as always. I gotta say though, oh, speaking of being a better actor, there he is. They Live.
There he is.
Such a good movie. Kick ass and chew bubble gum, and he's all out of bubble gum.
Yep.
Great line. Uh, I'm gonna. I think I know the answer to this, and I think it's the same answer that I would have, Minders. Which did you prefer? Did you prefer heel Piper or babyface Piper?
Heel.
Absolutely.
That's kind of a
Babyface
no-brainer.
Piper. Babyface Piper just seemed almost watered down by
Yeah,
comparison. You wanted
but
the
but he had to be watered down.
a little bit, yeah, because if he was full Piper, then he'd be a heel.
Exactly. There's just some people that they can't be a baby face.
But even with this face, look at that. Look at that pun on Minders.
Aww.
Oh, Piper. He was a handsome devil, wasn't he?
He was.
Oh, I always like this picture. Vince looks genuinely terrified right there.
He should be.
Yes. Uh, uh, right in the heat of the Hogan feud. Then we get the feud with Mr. T.
Yep.
Then we get WrestleMania
Because of
2.
WrestleMania.
Mhm. I'd love to find replica boxing trunks like what either one of these guys has the big logo on the leg there.
Yeah.
Uh, I think my favorite match that Piper had, actually, surprisingly, it was when he was a babyface, but it was the WrestleMania match with Bret Hart.
That is such a good match. I actually
Best
watched that one the other day. Yeah.
best match on that whole show.
It was so good. And
Very good.
that was not heel Piper either.
No, it was babyface Piper,
That was
and
babyface Piper.
he was teasing heel though with the bell.
Yes. Which was great.
What the hell? Use the bell, Bobby Heenan said.
Yep.
But yeah, and then Bret got color when they probably weren't supposed to, but
It was
he
an
managed.
accident. You get color on
But
occasion.
he was so good, he was able to make it look like it was an accident, so nobody got in trouble.
Yeah. It was so good. That
Yes.
is probably one of my favorite Piper matches.
Yeah. Let's see. He was basically part-time from 1989 until 1996. Hogan wouldn't do the job to Piper because Piper would have never dropped the belt back to him later, and I respect that.
Yeah.
It was a very political time back in the 80s, especially with championships.
It
Because
was a
I
very
firmly,
political time that we didn't know about. That's what
yes,
makes it great.
yes, and I firmly believe that they should have done it where in the build up to WrestleMania, they did the war to easy for me to say, the war to settle the score in February of '85 when they did Hogan versus Piper on MTV. I still think that Piper should have won the belt from Hogan there, and then do the rematch at WrestleMania and have Hogan win the belt back.
I don't think Piper would have done it.
No, I don't think he would. I just think that would have made for a better story.
Yeah.
As good as the story was between that whole group, there's a there's a lot of fuckery in that angle
Yeah.
because he had Mr. T, Bob Orton, Jimmy Snuka,
Oh,
Paul
Bob
Orndorff,
Orton.
all these ancillary characters. It should have just been down to Piper and Hogan because people forget that first WrestleMania there was no world title match. That was a
Right.
tag match.
It was tag match because it was Orton and Piper versus Mr.
Or,
T and Hogan
Orndorff and
or
Piper.
Orndorff. Sorry,
Orton was in the corner
Orton was in the
against
corner.
Hogan and T with Snuka in their corner. Which, if you ask me, I would have preferred to see Hogan and Snuka with T in the corner. But
Yeah,
but T was a big box office draw.
I
He
said
was,
that was the draw. That was where the money was because everybody
yeah.
wanted to see Mr.
If
T.
you
So
wanted a better match, you would have put Snuka in there.
they didn't
But
want. They wanted to make it a success, though.
I think it would have been a success regardless.
Do you really?
Well, if Mr. T was involved, yeah. I mean, Muhammad Ali was a referee, and not a good one either.
No,
He was
no.
an awful referee in that. All due respect to Muhammad Ali, but
Sorry,
oh,
sorry.
are you reading AJ's comment?
No, no.
All right. I'm not reading this out loud. I'm not reading this out loud.
You want to see what it says? You gotta go to YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, I am not a party to this.
The views that
He
our
warned
chat
us.
has is not
He
up.
went to Benny's.
He went to Benny's. We'll blame Benny's.
They're never going to
Oh,
sponsor us.
they probably should, honestly.
Yeah. Oh man, if they didn't sponsor us back when Marco and Nards were involved, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
That's true. That's true. 'Cause there's a lot of tequila consumed on those shows.
Much tequila.
There's
Oh, AJ Piper said it, not me.
I get it. I get it.
Uh, Piper was known for so many notable moments. He shaved Adrian Adonis's head in
Yep.
WrestleMania 3. Uh, how did you feel about his WCW run?
Honestly, that was probably when I wasn't watching.
Okay, because
Like, I don't know.
the first,
It got to a point with WCW that I felt like, and I'll probably catch a lot of heat for this, but I felt like they were doing nothing but recycling the stars of WWE.
well, that was
So
most
like
of Hogan's run from long
exactly.
before Piper was there. He brought in
I
Boss
know.
Man and
So I quit
Earthquake.
watching, and then I came back and started watching when it got real bad and Russo was running it.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor child.
yeah. And then I was like, yeah, no, can't do it. Can't do
Yeah, there
it.
were some questionable decisions. Uh,
Very.
the,
We'll discuss part of them later.
yes, we will. Uh, here's one of the questionable decisions. Uh,
Yeah.
Slamboree as Piper, Flair, and Kevin Green of the Carolina Panthers against the NWO in the main event. By the way, that was the main event. Was that
What
6-man tag?
what has always been the deal with athletes like football players and everything being in main events?
Celebrity status.
Is that what it is?
That show was also in Charlotte, and he played for the Panthers. So
And well, I get it. I mean, I just go back to like Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow, and
well, Lawrence Taylor was
I know
arguably the most famous athlete in the country in
at the time.
'95.
I get it. I understand. It's kind of like the whole Mr. T thing, but it's just like, okay.
Right. At one point, Piper did win the U.S. Championship in his later run. Then purely transitional because he dropped it to Scott Hall not too long after that.
Mm,
Uh, he went back to WWE in the about 2004 5 when he went into the Hall of Fame. There's the picture there.
Aw.
He had a really fun speech too, I remember.
I
That
think I
was
listened to his.
that was my favorite Hall of Fame because it was his speech, then you also had Sheik's speech.
Oh, jeez.
Oh
And none of them
goodness.
could have been as long and drawn out as Hillbilly Jim. Holy crap.
No, no. If there was anybody who was going to go long, why couldn't it have been Piper or Bob
Right.
Beecher? But no, it had to be Hillbilly Jim. And I love Hillbilly Jim, but he is not an orator.
No.
Uh, so about a year after he got into the Hall of Fame, look at that. He and Flair win the tag team championships.
I'm laughing
Flair
at
in a
AJ's
kilt just
comment.
tickles me.
That's hilarious. Did you see AJ's comment?
Uh,
I kind of like it.
there we go. Hey, Lawrence Taylor and Dennis Rodman walked so Logan Paul could run.
Rum.
Rum. Run.
Thank you, Benny's.
Oh my goodness. That's true.
We
Hey,
plug them every show.
yeah. Hey, when we get done with this, we got to talk about Logan Paul also.
Oh, yeah. The new
Did we
U.S.
talk about
champ.
Logan Paul in the last episode? I think we talked about Crown Jewel in the last episode.
Did we?
So maybe we discussed it already. But anyway.
I don't know. I don't remember. We've slept since then.
We have
I've had
indeed.
to do physical therapy, and it's early mornings.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't have talked about Crown Jewel, could we have? When was it? When was Crown Jewel? Now I got to look at a calendar.
That was, I think it was 2 weeks ago because I was working.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I watched it on the Sunday when I was, well, I don't want to say too much. My bosses are listening, but I had to watch it the day after because I think we were doing something Saturday night. Was that a wrestling show that we were at?
It might have been a wrestling show night.
That might have been Connolly O'Reilly too.
No, it was on during the day.
Right, and I was at work, so I didn't get to watch it live.
Yep, that's what it was.
Okay.
So I don't think
Did
we've
hear
had a
you
show
things
since
out?
then, have we?
No,
I don't
we
think
have
so.
not.
So we haven't talked about that.
All right.
Oh, I need to put that back up. You got more pictures?
Yeah, I do. Let me get back up there.
If you can find it.
Oh, here's a good shot. Him with the
There
Intercontinental Championship in
you go.
1992. Beat the Mountie, ending his 2-day reign as Intercontinental Champion at the Royal Rumble.
His whole 2 days.
Just because Brett had 100 and something degree fever and they had to take the belt off of him.
Yeah.
All right, what else do I got? Picture-wise, I think we're just about to all of the pictures. Let's see. Yep, looks like we got through all of them there. So, but yeah, this is definitely a long time coming for our Hall of Fame to have Piper going in. I think now technically, do I get to pick the next one, or is it
If you
your
want
turn
to.
again?
If you want to.
Okay, because
There's one that came to mind, but I'll keep it for my pick.
Okay. Oh, unless I actually think the same one.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Wouldn't be the first or last time. Hey, at least we don't have to do t-shirt checks now every show.
This is true.
Because I know you don't have the shirt I'm wearing to our when we go to. Oh God, AJ, if you're feeling brave, let me pick one. Are we
Which
feeling
Lucha
that
Underground star would it be?
Probably
Killshot.
No, Kill Switch.
I thought it was Killshot.
It is Killshot. Sorry,
You said Killshot. You said
I'm
Killshot
messing
in the promo.
with you.
Don't mess with me, woman.
If he's picking it and he had to pick somebody from Lucha, I think it might be Matanza, but I don't know. I'm probably wrong. He'll tell me if I am.
I really got to catch up.
Yeah, you do.
Yes. All right.
Well, Reb.
Yes.
We've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes now.
Uh-huh. I've sent a message off to our guest. I'm waiting for a response. So
okay.
I'm not sure what's going on.
So let's say if all else fails, we can always go into top 10 because
Yeah,
that's
we can do that.
actually, you said we were going to talk about Logan Paul.
Let's talk about Logan Paul.
So let's stay on the rail for a minute and
Okay.
let's talk about Logan Paul.
I
Now,
love the
mind
fact
you,
that
I
he's.
haven't watched the match yet, but I've heard. Oh, okay. AJ told me who his pick would be,
Oh.
and I was wrong.
Yeah, AJ bailed out of the comment thread here. I'm guessing internet issues.
AJ did?
But
Oh
yeah, he's
no,
not
he
in
sent
the.
it to me in the message. He sent it to me
Yeah,
in
he
the
sent it
message.
in the Facebook Messenger.
Oh,
So, Logan Paul, United States
hmm
champion, yay or nay?
I'm okay with it.
Mhm. As am I. I like it.
I'm
He's
okay
going
with
to add
it.
prestige. He's going to wear that belt everywhere.
He already
Uh,
have you not seen his ex?
what?
He's wearing it in the shower on his ex
Oh, Logan.
on Twitter. Yeah, he's wearing it in the shower,
Oh, that's going to
and he's
tarnish the
sleeping with it.
gold.
And he's sleeping
Well,
with it.
I would do that. I mean, shiny. Uh, but the word on the street is that Logan has retired from boxing. He's going to focus on WWE full time,
I'm
which I don't
okay
know
with
what
it.
his definition of. I'm not sure what his definition of full time is. I don't want to see him every week. I
I
want
don't
him to
want to see him
stay
every week either.
special.
Yeah,
He needs to stay special. He needs to be an attraction.
yeah.
But I like that he's got the belt because everywhere he goes on his massive social media presence, he's going to have that belt with him. It's like when Bad Bunny won the 24/7 title and wore it on SNL.
Yeah.
But now, that being said, I do think that I know who needs to take the belt off of him.
Who do you think?
I think it needs to be LA Knight, and I think it needs to be at WrestleMania.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what? Logan Paul's
AJ
buckshot lariat.
Boomhauer's commenting.
Oh,
I like that there, dang old Logan Paul, man, dang old natural between those ropes. Why is he? Does he turn
I
more into
don't know.
Boomhauer the more he drinks?
Yes, but he does a better buckshot lariat than Paige does. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, he does. He does a lot of things better than a lot of people.
He does, and in all honesty, he shouldn't, but he does.
He's a freak.
Yeah,
He's a freak athlete.
he's a freak.
Also a huge asshole, from what I hear. But
Well,
I don't know that personally though, so I can't really say.
that's true.
They do sell
So,
his Prime Energy at Schnucks on Mattis Avenue over here.
oh, do they?
I have not partaken yet, but I think Narge's boys drink it.
All right.
Well, not the energy. That's like a sports drink version.
Yeah,
But
like Gatorade. Yeah.
yeah, so
But yeah,
he
I'm okay
isn't.
with it. If there was anybody that was going to do it, I'm okay with it being Logan Paul.
Yeah, if it wasn't Logan, I would say Santos,
Yeah,
considering what we saw this past Friday.
right.
But it sounds like a lot of people are saying they want to see Cruz and Joaquin join up with Santos again, start up the Legado again, the Lucha Suits,
The lucha suits.
and then that makes me think that Dragon Lee's going to get involved somewhere. And if that leads to a Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar match, I'm in.
Yes, please. Take my money.
I'm tempting you with a good time, Minderz.
You are tempting me with a good time. A very good time. That would be a lot of
Yes,
fun.
that would be a lot of fun. Uh, Dragon Lee, he's a guy I've been watching for a few years now, from the time he was in ROH, and then moved on to Japan. But it's very smooth in the ring. He reminds me of a young Mysterio before the knee problems.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I kind of hope they bring back Cameron. I miss Cameron Grimes.
he's been around. He just hasn't been on TV.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's another one of those freak
Very
athletes.
good.
He's so good.
Yeah,
Technical savage, I think they call him.
there you go.
Back when he was the caveman gimmick.
Well, we've talked about Logan Paul. Why don't we go ahead and hit our top 10 Tuesday?
Let's do
And
that.
then that way
Yeah.
we'll kind of judge it from there if we want to cut
Yeah,
out or what we want to do.
yeah. And if it falls through, then we can always make it
We can
happen.
always
We
reschedule.
Hey, we've done it before. We did it with
We
Alex
have.
Colon early on. Not a big deal. Who knows? Maybe we'll pre-record it. Oh, also, I will say this though. Pauly Thomaselli is a guy I want to see come to 0-1 at some point. Because
Yeah.
there's a handful of guys that we talked about that we could see good matches out of him.
After what I saw that you sent me to watch, so I was not up to date, but at least knew a little bit about what he did. Yes, please. Because could you imagine him and KLD?
That would be something. I was thinking him and Camaro.
That would be good too, but him and KLD would remind me of the
Yeah.
match you sent me of him and the Beast. So
Well, you still had the best idea, him and Carrot.
I, you know, I like it. I like it a
Mhm.
lot. I
I
like
still
it a
say
lot.
at some point, if Connolly does beat Joey, there has to be a match with Carrot at some point for that title,
We'll see.
but not right away. I don't want to.
Didn't Joey say something on the show they were on about Carrot takes off for 6 months or something? Like a punk?
He's a punk.
Joey is, but that's beside the point.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get into the top 10 here, Menders.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. All right, so as we mentioned earlier, our top 10 subject this week, worst gimmick matches. Uh, Plenty to choose from, Menders.
Oh, there's plenty.
Oh yeah. So we'll do the usual. I'll do my 10, you do your 10, and then we'll go
Well,
back
I
and
don't have
forth.
my 10, so I'll just
Oh,
comment on what you got.
all right, fair enough.
There's
All right,
there's a few, and we may have some honorable mentions. So
okay. Well, my number 10 is kind of a broad sweeping stipulation. Blank
yeah,
on a
period,
pole.
period, period.
Yeah.
Or well, wait. It depends on what you have later. Do you have a forklift match too?
No, Judy Bagwell on a pole counts is an on a pole
Okay,
match.
okay. It was so bad. And that
Booker's
Booker
face is
match,
priceless here.
yes, Booker's match
Uh,
was
Do
ridiculous.
you remember the exact particulars on that match?
It wasn't like the first box fell, like they didn't even pull it down.
So the match was him and Jarrett for the
Right.
WCW title.
Go
There
figure.
were four boxes on poles around the ring.
Right.
One of them had the title belt in it, and if you found the belt, you won.
Yeah.
And the other three had various implements of weaponry and things like that. One of them actually had a framed photo of Scott Hall because Kevin Nash was the commissioner at the time.
Oh God.
And
And
yeah,
well,
I think
didn't Booker T like drop the belt? Did it like fall out of the box?
I think it may have. It's been I haven't seen it since I saw it live.
Oh jeez.
It was something like that. It was a fiasco,
Yeah.
as most things
Well,
were in WCW in 2000.
but Jarrett was in the match, so that doesn't surprise me one bit.
Hey, AJ has said that Jared is the king of overbooked fuckery.
Yes, he is the king of overbooked fuckery.
Judy Bag on a forklift is legendary. We can call it legendary.
We call it that, I guess.
You might as well tie her to railroad tracks.
No kid. Where was Vince when we needed him?
Or Clayton Clark.
That'll work too.
Although he's a sheriff, he wouldn't be tying girls
He's
to
the
railroad
sheriff.
tracks. All right, so that's my number 10. All right, number 9. I only saw this match once on the Indies. This is definitely Outlaw Mud Show death match stipulation here.
Oh jeez.
Oh, yes, Book grabbed the box and the belt fell out of the box. So,
Okay. That's
Thank
what I
you,
thought.
AJ.
I thought he grabbed the box and like
Yes.
as he grabbed it down, like the box, like the belt fell down and went on the ground.
Yes. So the participants in the match at number 9 were Madman Pondo and the late J.C. Bailey. This was in Louisville, I think, for IWA.
Okay.
The circus death match.
The what?
Basically, and I'm just gonna make it as simple as I can. There's a scaffold,
Okay.
and the guys go up to the scaffold, and then below the scaffold there's a net of barbed wire.
I see this.
Like you know how a trapeze artist would fall and there'd be a
Yeah.
net? They made a net
Yeah.
out of barbed wire. So
Oh,
basically,
jeez.
these two guys did 3 moves the entire match. Each time it was just falling off the scaffold into the barbed wire, then the crew having to cut them out. Then they would get out, go back up, and do it again. They did that 3 times before they finally stopped the match.
Was the Booker the one that will not be named tonight?
Yes, yes, it was.
That figures.
I'm sure Pondo and Bailey had some. I think this may have come from Japan, so Pondo probably brought it over from Japan.
Oh, I'm sure.
But the boss probably said, "Oh, yeah, go with it."
Yeah.
It looks like it might be expensive to set up.
Yeah.
Barbed wire is not cheap.
No. No. But why? Why?
Their motto was, "Why not?"
I know. Maybe it should have been why. Not why
Well,
not. Why?
maybe. There's. I've been told there was a lot of 420 booking back then.
I'm sure.
Um,
Probably
uh,
more than just 420. Just say.
well, but anyway, so yeah, the less said about the circus death match, the better.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right,
I couldn't have stomached. Oh, that was terrible.
the Miracle on 34th Street
Oh,
fight. My favorite thing about this is the wordplay.
yes.
But you got the Candy Cane kendo stick there. They
Yeah.
always had
That
like 40 Christmas trees up on the stage with huge boxes gift wrapped and whatnot. And why
was
they
so
put
dumb.
Moxley and Bray in this match, I'll never know.
Well, it might have been Mox's idea. Who knows?
Well, anything to get him weapons, he's probably all for.
I'm sure.
Oh, hang on, AJ. I bought a random DVD at a secondhand store in Ohio once of random Japanese death matches. One of them, Pondo grabbed a trash can, put a bunch of light tubes in the can, then yeeted his opponent headfirst into the trash can. Yep, sounds
Of
like Pondo.
course. Yeah. Sounds about right.
That's got Pondo written all over it.
Jeez. Why? Again, why?
Yes. And I respond, why not? All right. So, kind of keeping
Injury,
with the
death,
keep,
bleeding. Why not? Those are
so
good
keep
reasons.
so keeping with the theme of the previous entry, our number 8, the trick or street fight.
God, that was so bad. You know what though? That one wasn't as bad as the women's.
Oh, that was so bad. I
That was
picked this
so
picture
bad.
specifically to get Miz wearing a pumpkin on his head getting kicked in the face.
That works. That works.
And the kendo sticks were candy corn kendo sticks this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, weren't they painted like candy corn?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Minderz, our sole TNA entry is our number 7? 6? Number 6, I think. 2, 3, 6.
10 on a
Then
pole.
nothing on a pole.
Circus. I know, I'm going through. Okay, yeah, we're at 6.
Okay. All right. And I'm not going to say what it is. I just want you to look at this picture and appreciate it.
Okay. Oh dear God. Bully. Bully.
The Fish Market Street Fight.
Jeez.
Team 3D versus Shark Boy and Curry Man.
Oh, Shark Boy.
And I think this was in Seattle. It was on one of the pay-per-views. So the whole entryway was filled with like cases of fish. It looked like the Seattle Fish Market, and they were using fishing poles and dead fish as weapons.
Was the angler there?
The angler was not there. I hope he's not watching because he might bring this idea to David
No.
for the blow off him and the glitch in a Fish Market Street Fight.
No. Rob, I hope you're not listening.
At one point, I think it was Curry Man put a ho-ho on a hook on a fishing pole, and then Bully put it in his mouth, and then Curry Man reeled him in.
That's bad. That's bad.
This was back when Bully and Bubba and Devon were trying to make weight because they lost a stipulation match where they had to be under 250 or else they couldn't wrestle.
Oh. This made the list from TNA, but the blindfold steel cage match didn't.
There's, there were a few TNA matches that didn't make the cut on this one, but this one had to make it just for the picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, please. Multitasking. All
Multitasking.
right. Yes. All right. Number 5.
Yeah, I
The
knew you were
old
gonna put this
favorite, the
on there.
Chamber of Horrors, Halloween Havoc 1991. Abdullah the
Abdullah.
Butcher in the electric chair.
Yep,
Uh,
Abdullah.
the participants in this match are so much better than the match.
Yes, so much.
Sting, Steiner Brothers, Rick Rude, Vader, Cactus Jack, Abdullah the Butcher are all in this match. El Gigante, I can't say anything about
No.
El Gigante because I almost pissed off Bill Alfonso when I did the last time. And
Nope.
then also Scott Hall was in this match, the Diamond Stud.
Huh. I forgot about that.
And then, of course, Abby wound up getting barbecued in the electric chair.
Supposedly.
All right. Number 4, Minderz, one of your favorites and mine. Mimosa
Jiminy
Mayhem.
Christmas. This was so dumb.
Jericho versus Cassidy. This match made me have to pee when I saw it.
I bet it did.
Making me pee, have to look at it. So bad. And they did this for no fans. They did.
Yeah,
This was when it
there's
was at the
nobody
arena.
there.
I mean, for Pete's sake. I think it's the only blessing is that Tony has never felt the need to bring this back.
Please don't. Stop giving him ideas.
Yeah, AJ's comments talking about his DVD collection here. I need you to
Yeah.
understand my wrestling DVD collection isn't great pay-per-views. It's McMahon versus God, the Muhammad Hassan fucky, or probably fuckery was probably what he meant to say,
Yeah.
and the TNA Fish Market Street Fight type. Hey, I'm with you. I used to get all the pay-per-views when they'd come out on DVD at the Best Buy when I lived in Aurora. So I had all those TNA pay-per-views, and
No, jeez.
most of them not great.
No.
All right. So the less said about the Mimosa Mayhem match, the
Yeah,
better.
let's just move on. I don't want to talk about Mimosa.
All right. Number 3. Punjabi
That was so.
Prison.
Why Orton agreed to this, I have no idea.
Why Taker agreed to this, I'll have no idea.
Taker wasn't in it.
Taker was in the first one.
Oh, I was thinking of Mahal and.
Oh no.
Orton.
This match started when Khali had, right after he debuted in 06. And was feuding with Undertaker. And it was supposed to be Taker versus Khali. Khali wound up getting hurt or sick or something, so he couldn't wrestle on the pay-per-view. So they just shoehorned Big Show into it. So it was Big Show versus Taker. And yeah, it's basically a bamboo steel cage surrounded by a bamboo cage of death.
As if you don't have enough problems. As if you don't have enough problems watching matches without anything around it.
Yeah, you
Let's
can't
add
see
something.
shit in this.
You can't see anything.
I think there were 3 prison matches. I think one. Yeah, there were 3 of them. There was Taker versus Big Show was the first one. Batista versus Khali was the second one. And then Orton and Mahal was the third one. And the Indian guy never won until Mahal.
Ugh.
Orton versus Jinder was the best Punjabi prison match of all time, and that's not saying much.
No, that's not saying much at all. Because that was the one I was sure Orton was winning, but whatever.
What did you think of Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship run as a whole?
Why?
Why not? Big audience in India.
I know, but he's not from India.
But he's Indian. There's a huge Indian population in Canada.
I get why they did it.
And most of them have the name Singh.
I understand why they did it. Did I completely agree with it? No, because I don't think he was ready for it.
I liked the idea of him beating Orton for the belt. I didn't think he would hold it for that long.
I didn't either.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yes, please.
All right. Number 2. And again, I mean, you're going to agree with me on the stipulation, but you're going to love the pictures that I chose for this one.
Okay. Oh, God.
Jericho giving the Judas effect to the Jaguars mascot in the Stadium Stampede. The first Stadium Stampede there, the Inner Circle versus the Elite, which Cody had the good sense to get himself out of.
Yes, thank goodness.
Oh yeah, AJ. He keeps saying Heath Slater needs to win the WWE title to complete the 3MB World Title prophecy.
Yep,
He's still the only one.
the only
Uh,
one left.
yeah. What was the name that Corny calls the Stadium Stampede, Minderz?
Um, football field fuckery.
Yes, there you go. I almost went with a picture of Paige on the horse, but I decided that this one was too good.
It's football field fuckery.
Yeah, and it was.
Yes,
I mean, you want to talk about an overbooked fiasco? That's your Stadium Stampede matches.
they're terrible.
No,
Anything that's the Stampede or the arena matches, they're just dumb.
Mhm.
And it's so hard to keep track, like to watch them. It's so hard to keep track of where everybody's at and what everybody's doing.
And they put good
And if you
workers in
paid
it.
for a seat, why do you want to watch the Jumbotron?
True. And looking at the second one, when they had Inner Circle against the Pinnacle, they put Max and FTR in this train wreck.
Stupid shit. Yes.
Fucking Tony. AJ says my favorite part of Stadium Stampede was
I
Jericho and
forgot
Aubrey
about
Edwards
that.
going to the replay booth to check the kick out. That I liked. I actually liked that part because that was
Oh,
creative.
that was creative.
I heard Aubrey was trying to make time with Hangman's horse at one point during that match.
Oh, jeez. Of course. Of course. Of course.
A horse is a horse, of course,
Of course. Of course. I'm scared to know what your number one is.
I asked Aubrey about that later. She said, "Nay." I'm sorry. That was mean. I shouldn't have said that. But that's the best nay I've ever pulled off, though.
I'm interested to see what
Shame
your
on
number
me.
one is.
Shame on me. My number one is arguably the worst match of all time,
Okay.
both in the actual match and the stipulation.
Okay.
The Kennel from Hell.
Oh, thank you. Thank
The
you. Thank you.
1999 Big Boss Man versus Al Snow.
It's so dumb.
You got Big Blue around the ring, and then Hell in a Cell around that.
Yeah.
And instead of having vicious attack dogs, which they had Rottweilers, but they
did.
were all just horny and pissing everywhere. They weren't trying to attack anybody. They were just barking.
They were horny and pooping.
And they were humping. They were humping
They were humping and pooping. Those were the two things they were doing.
And this was on Unforgiven 1999, which was supposedly the pay-per-view where all the referees were on strike.
Ah.
And I think Tom Pritchard was the referee here because he was one of the scab referees. But yeah, this was for the hardcore title. You know, you got to have a prize for this artistry. And oh my goodness.
Oh jeez.
I mean, I'll credit to Al Snow. He made a meal out of it, and
he made it work, but
well, to a point.
Yeah,
he was able to get out of the ring without getting humped or peed on.
There you go. And that was the highlight of the night.
The best part of that match was Jim Ross trying to make this thing palatable in any way.
Trying. Well, it's like what he does.
And Lawler too.
It's what he used to do every week on AW.
And Lawler probably had a whole joke book of dog jokes
at
the ready.
I'm sure.
I'm having fun to go back and watch this match again.
The one that you didn't say that I didn't know if you would or not because it was a knockouts match.
Oh.
I think it was a knockouts match.
Okay.
But it was I know they had like 4 different boxes. One of them had the belt in it. One of them had a contract in it. One of them had somebody's spider in it.
Oh, that was Victoria.
And then there was one that had a striptease, and they had to striptease.
Oh boy, Mae Young didn't get the striptease.
Daphne won the striptease.
There's some dudes that would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, but that was like it didn't matter if you won the match or not. It all depended on what key you grabbed. I was like, "This is so dumb. This is so dumb."
It's like the Feaster fired.
Yeah.
Ladder match, but that falls under on a pole, by the way.
Oh, that falls on the pole. Okay.
HA asking about the reverse battle royal. I kind of liked the reverse battle royal. That was a creative concept. 20 guys start on the outside, and then the first 10 guys and they get into the ring, stay, and then the rest, everybody else has to leave. And then it becomes a regular battle royal, gauntlet style, and then the last two guys is pinfall or submission.
Hmm.
That seemed almost creative.
Almost.
Hey, Corny was there. He was fine with it. So,
Yeah.
well, I don't know about fine with
You
it,
can't
but
be perfect all the time. Come on now.
oh, Corny. Oh my goodness.
uh,
All right. So that
but
concludes our top 10. I still have not heard from our guest, so I'm going to assume that he is a no-show.
all
So
right.
apologies for that. We'll try to get him rescheduled sometime soon. Minders, let's pay some bills here
I'm
real quick.
hungry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah.
plan.
All right. ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod for all of your, well, a lot of your t-shirt needs for the podcast network here. You got some from,
Hey, look, there's mine.
hey, you got Tony's Florida style fast food booking there in the mustard yellow as Minders is modeling for us there. Uh, Independent Wrestling Matters. House fights draw money. Get your shit and move for independent wrestling fans everywhere. They got the Independent Wrestling Matters. You also got the Prodigy. Anybody that knows. Uh, that's more of a 0-1 shootout
If
thing,
you
but
know, you know.
yes. BrainbusterTees.com/other/JTR-podcast-network. Even more t-shirts. More of the shootout stuff than on the PWTs. But then you got the JTR Army, you got the logo for the network, you got our Heart Foundation logo. Excuse me.
Excuse
And then
you.
also just added the JTFNR shirt for you ECW fans. If you like our buddy Gary Vasilio, get the Bearded Dragon t-shirt there. That's gonna have to get ordered by me sometime soon. I'm gonna show some love there. Also, zip up hoodies available from this show and also for the 0-1 shootout. Hoodies, fanny packs, hats, stickers, all kinds of good stuff on there. So check that out. And yeah, so that's what we have to offer there.
And if you
And
happen to see us at an independent show, ask us. We might have it with us.
heck yeah,
Some
or
of
we
them,
can
anyway.
or we can set it up where you can order it.
Yep.
All right. Well, Minders, I have to pee like a racehorse, so let's get out of here.
Alrighty.
All right, and we, like I said, we'll try and arrange for a rescheduling for Pauly Thomaselli. We're sorry it didn't work out, but it's the nature of the beast, as they say in the podcast game.
Yep.
So until tomorrow for the 1 year anniversary 0-1 shootout. For Menders, this is Reb reminding you all life is hard, work stiff, and we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.